Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you here, guys. I hope you're all doing amazing. Today is more of a chat kind of video and I want to show you what fragrances I've been wearing this past week. For some reason this week I've worn a lot of fragrances that I usually do not opt for that much. I would love to hear what fragrances have you been wearing this past few days. So if you want to share it in the comments, I would absolutely love to know. But yes, guys, I will start with a decant, not a decant, a sample actually, that I've worn quite a lot. I've spoke about it on my Instagram. The fragrance that I'm talking about is called Instant Crush by Mancera. And what can I tell you, it's already very popular on YouTube because of the similarities to Baccarat Rouge. I think I'm one of the few people who have never ever smelled Baccarat Rouge, and I do have a niche perfumery at my local mall, and I have smelled Grand Soir by MFK, and that one I do think is amazing, but Baccarat Rouge I've never smelled it. But maybe I should, because I feel like nowadays a lot of fragrances have that DNA or like slightly bit modified, so maybe for like my perfume knowledge I should go and have a sniff of that one. But yes, guys, Instant Crush, wow. This fragrance, when I first got it, like when I first tried it, I was like, okay, what's the hype? Like, why is this one so hyped up? I do not get it. But now I do get why it's so popular. To me, this is a fragrance that smells different from person to person and from like season to season. Oh my gosh, this is very interesting. Like when I first tried this fragrance, it reminded me of a gingerbread house. Now I don't know, I mean, yes, I do get that same vibe, but I get a bit more than that. It's a bit medicinal in the opening. In the opening it smells a bit weird, but do give this one time, because I feel like with this one the beauty is in the dry down. And I repeat, with this one the beauty is in the dry down. It projects really well, guys. Like I was surprised. Okay, so I work from home. I've sprayed this one while I was working and I could smell the scent. And I had to go to the office to a meeting with my boss. That day in the morning, I've sprayed like 2 sprays of this one here on my wrist. And while I was talking to my boss, I could actually smell the fragrance from here, not the other fragrance that I was wearing. So I do think that this is the kind of fragrance that it goes and it comes in waves, you know, like it's not like you don't get a constant scent bubble around you, but you smell it when you do not expect it, and it actually lasts really great. So yes, I'm actually thinking about buying this one, guys, buying a full bottle. I still have quite a bit left, honestly, and I do want to finish this one up before I get a big bottle, because I want to be very mindful with my purchases from now on. Like, how to say, guys, like when it comes to my fragrance journey, like I've got to a point where like I already have my staples, you know, like when I want, let's say, like a smoky fragrance, I have that one. When I want like a sexy fragrance, I have those ones, you know, like I am not in a constant search to expand my collection, and I only want to add full bottles of fragrances that I actually wear, because to me, at the moment, honestly, I don't say that my collection is big or that it's small, because this is very relative. But I would say that compared to other people, it's on the smaller side. I think I have around 60 to 70 fragrances, maybe a bit more, but with the ones that I finished, because oh my gosh, guys, like I have actually finished, I think, 3 fragrances this past few weeks. Like what? With those counted, I think I have around 70 decants. I don't know, like I have a lot of decants, honestly. Samples, again, have a lot. But yes, basically from this moment on, I want to be very mindful with what full bottle fragrances I add to my collection, and I try to do a little bit of research and not to blind buy so much. It's not working, but I don't know why. At the moment I'm in a constant phase where I buy backups of my favorite fragrances. I've bought other 2 backups of Musc Mysterieux by Mugler for some reason. Now I have 4 of those. don't get me wrong, like I'm still at my first bottle, you know, and that bottle I've had it for a while in my collection, but the thought that I have other 3 bottles, it gives me this sense of relief that I could use this one and enjoy it as much as I want. If we're still talking about fragrances that I want to get a full bottle of, guys, another fragrance that I really want to try, but I think that I want to blind buy it because I want to have the full experience with that one, is from Guerlain. It's called Santal Royale. That one, guys, oh my gosh, like the bottle, wow, it's stunning. Like, I just look at that fragrance and to me, I could just look at that bottle like for hours because it's so beautiful, and the details, wow. I will try to insert a picture somewhere here. I know I've spoke with some of you in the comments about this one and you had great feedback about it, and I think I want to get that one for my birthday. By the way, my birthday is coming like next week in the 19th of August. Oh my gosh, wow, it's Leo season, guys, wow. I don't know if you are with signs, like how you say in English, like zodiac signs or not, but I am a Leo. I don't think that I'm your typical Leo. I mean, if you ever read about Leos, I mean, a lot of people say that Leos are superficial and they're vain, and they're like, yeah, basically all they want is to be the center of attention, and they're vain and superficial. Personally, I don't think I'm vain, quite the opposite. I feel like I have many layers to me, you know. But whatever, basically my birthday is coming. I will be going to Egypt for my birthday and I have amazing memories from Egypt, so I'm really excited to go there again. That one from Guerlain, I'm really torn between Encens Mythique, Santal Royale and Oud Essentiel, because all 3 are like my kind of fragrances that I feel like I would really get Santal Royale, because I've been looking at that fragrance for a while now, and it's definitely a fragrance to me that's worth investing in, you know. Okay, so let's talk about now, guys. I feel like this is a very chatty video, but sometimes it's good to have a mix, you know. Let's talk a bit about how to know if it's worth investing in a fragrance or not, and I will give myself as an example. Okay, me personally, I am the kind of person that I could enjoy and I can appreciate fragrances from all categories of prices. It doesn't matter if it's Middle Eastern, if it's Western, if it's, no matter what's the price. If it's $10, if it's $100, if it's $300. I have fragrances from all categories, you know. I definitely consider myself being very open-minded when it comes to fragrances. I don't think that I'm a fragrance snob. I mean, like, I have fragrances from Egypt that are like, I don't know, like they were $15, 5 fragrances like for $15. Yes, I think 5 fragrances for $15 if I remember correctly. Like they're not like, they're a bit, of course they are more synthetic, but to me, what is important to me, it's if I have any memories attached to that fragrance, you know. When it comes to investing, how I think about it, I would only invest in fragrances that suit my style and my personality. And what I mean by that, I will never invest in a green fragrance, for instance, or in a fresh fragrance, because I do think that you could find those kind of fragrances for more affordable prices. Those are not the kind of fragrances that I enjoy wearing the most. I enjoy wearing the most fragrances that are heavier, darker, either very sweet gourmands, I mean not very sweet, either sweet, sexy gourmands, either very heavy Oriental, Middle Eastern fragrances. Those are like my 2 personalities, you know, so those are the fragrances that I enjoy wearing the most. And I would invest either in sweeter gourmands, either in heavy Orientals, but I would never invest in a floral, you know, or like in a green citrusy fragrance, because to me, I don't see the point. You can get really great fragrances for very affordable prices, you know. Guys, now basically, like, the possibilities are endless, you know, like they're limitless. You can get amazing fragrances for very affordable prices, you know. I don't think that you have to really spend a lot of money to smell good. But I do think that you have to spend a bit more money when it comes to performance, because for some reason I've seen that I don't know what's going on with Middle Eastern fragrances. Maybe are like not all Middle Eastern fragrances, because for instance the ones from Mahmoud al-Maghribi, they're like performance wise they are amazing. Those ones from Rasasi, hits and misses, but like mostly they perform really well. Swiss Arabian, from what I've tried so far from them, like the Sharaf line, Oud and Oud Aswad, I don't have anything bad to say about those. But when it comes to Latafa, guys, when it comes to like Ard al Zafran, and when it comes to brands like this, I feel like they are starting to dilute their fragrances for some reason, and I'm not happy about that. Al Haramain, again, great performance, not for all but for most of them, like I said. But I'm saying that you have to start to pay a bit more money for performance, but if you're only looking to smell great and you don't mind reapplying them, you can get like amazing fragrances from all price ranges, you know. So yes, basically this is what I wanted to tell you. Invest in fragrances that suit your style and your personality. If you're a very girly girl and you like those very light feathery fragrances, then invest in one of those, you know. Don't invest in a heavy oriental that you will wear like once or twice a year. I like to invest in fragrances that I know that I can count on. I like to invest in fragrances that I know that I will wear. So basically I am spending money, but then again I'm like getting something in return. I'm not spending money on a fragrance that I'm not going to wear because it's not my style, you know. Now, speaking of fragrances that I want, guys, what's on my wish list? Oh, my wish list is very long. Besides your recommendations, because I actually do have an agenda where I actually write all your recommendations and I'm looking for decants or samples of those. But besides those, your recommendations, my personal wish list, I think that the fragrances, like I've said, that one from Guerlain, Santal Royale, that one I really want to have it in my collection. Another one that I really want to have it in my collection as well, it's by Lubin, it's from Paris and it's called Upper 10 for her. The bottle is very funky, I feel like it's very like eccentric, that's the word, eccentric. But the fragrance itself, I will insert the notes and everything here. Oh my gosh, that one is amazing as well. Now, if I go to this fragrance, guys, let me tell you something. When you buy fragrances, especially when you buy fragrances that are not your typical style of fragrances, okay? Let's say that you want to start to experiment with Middle Eastern fragrances or with oud. Some of you actually some of you actually requested me if I could do a video about fragrances with oud. Now, I'm not a professional when it comes to oud. I have said it and I will say it again. I am not a professional when it comes to oud. I have a lot more to experiment with, and I have a lot more, I have to experience with more kinds of different ouds. But I am planning on filming a video with oud for beginners. But let me tell you something, with every fragrance that you buy, make sure to give it time, especially if it's the kind of fragrance that's more unique to say. For instance, with Majd al-Sultan. Now, for me personally, Majd al-Sultan is not very challenging because those are my kind of fragrances, you know, the ones that I wear the most, the ones that I feel like myself the most when I wear them, you know. Sheikh al-Shuyuk, Majd al-Sultan, Oud Aswad, those kind of fragrances, you know, like Rosewood by Ajmal. What else? Those kinds, you know, those darker, heavier, more challenging to say, but not really challenging. But if you are new to this kind of fragrances, make sure that you give your nose time to adjust. One problem that I see is that you judge a fragrance very quick. If you like it in the first moment you try it, it's a great fragrance. If you don't like it, then it's a bad fragrance. And your nose adjusts. Your sense of smell changes. If you're a woman, your sense of smell, like your smell is not the same 24 out of 7 every day of the month. Your sense of smell changes depending on what the phase of your cycle you're in. If I have any women watching me, let me know if you experience the same thing as me, because I definitely experience this, like depending on what phase of the cycle I am in, my sense of smell is more sensitive towards other notes. This is what I wanted to tell you. Make sure you give those fragrances time. Think of like you're trying a new cuisine, okay? Let's say you go for Indian food. Personally, I like Indian food. I'm not huge on very spicy food. I mean, I cannot bear really spicy food. If you want to experiment, let's say with Indian food, okay, and you go for the spiciest food, you will not enjoy it. You will not enjoy it. You have to start slow, and you have to give your senses time to adjust. It's just the same with fragrances. You have to start slow, and if you don't start slow and you jump and you start with really heavy fragrances, then make sure that you set a reminder in the back of your mind to not judge a fragrance too quickly, you know? And not every fragrance has to smell generically good to be a good fragrance. You know what I'm talking about? Like, okay, so I will give you an example. I'm going back to Ajmal's Mukhalat al-Shams. That one, if I were to ask my friends and my close circle of friends, I'm almost certain that no one will enjoy the smell of that. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad fragrance. That just means that they are not adjusted to what this fragrance has and what this fragrance offers, you know, to like the scent profile of it. That doesn't make it bad or good. You get my point? So this is why I say, make sure that you give your nose time and make sure that you are open-minded enough in order to appreciate other fragrances that are not your typical smelling good fragrances. For instance, I will give myself as an example. I have I don't think I have it here with me, but I have a small sample of Upper 10 by Lubin. I've been having this one in my collection for a few years. That fragrance, the first time I smelled it, I was like, who on earth would spend money to smell like that? To me, the notes, the overall scent profile of that one was so all over the place and so weird. My nose was so shocked, and I was so shocked that I put it back, and I was almost like, how you say, like repulsed by it, you know? Now I smell it and I am in love with that fragrance, and it's on my wish list. I mean, and that just goes to show in a few years how much your nose can adjust. Keep that in mind. I will go very quickly to the fragrances that I've worn this week. Another one that I've worn and it's almost gone, it's Italiano Donna, guys. Like, I have a little bit of it left. What can I say? This quickly became my go-to, easy, everyday scent. Like if I have to go somewhere to do some shopping, if I have to run some errands, this is the kind of fragrance that I go for. I like it because it's very easy to apply other fragrances, like other heavier fragrances on top of it without mixing weird. So yes, this one, I already have another bottle of it ready to use. And yes, I've actually cut the fake leather thingy here. Another one, guys, that I've used, I was a bit surprised to see myself reaching for this one, but it's this one, guys. I know I've said that it's not the most unique one, but it smells feminine, it smells great. And I was actually surprised that I enjoyed smelling myself throughout the day when I wore this fragrance. It's very safe. I mean, this is a very safe fragrance. It's not a very challenging fragrance, so depending on where you are in your fragrance journey, you might appreciate this one or not so much. I like it because it smells great, it smells feminine, it has rose, it's a bit sweet, it's okay, you know? It's an okay scent, it smells great, it gets the job done. Would I repurchase this one? No, I will not. Now, guys, this one I've wore it, but more like tested it. I don't know why. When I work from home, I like to spray this one on my arm, and I like to get like the scent of it throughout the day. I don't know why. This one again, like I've used this one a lot, like a lot. It's one of my signature scents. I mean, you already know it because you've been following my videos for a while. But yes. What can I tell you? I really enjoyed this one, and I will be taking this one to Egypt with me. Another one that I've worn this week is Goldwood Edition by Pascal Morabito. But with this one, guys, I have to be very honest, I've oversprayed it a bit too much. And it actually bothered me a bit, like especially the dry down. The dry down really bothered me to the point where like I had to change my clothes. So yes, it's very unique, a very unique fragrance, guys. Very polarizing, very potent, but I had to dry down. Like, I don't know what's with me and that dry down of this one, but I do not we don't get along that well. But besides the dry down, like the opening and the middle, I love it. Another two that I've been wearing a lot this week are these two. This is Taste of Kiss by Rive, and this is Tresor la Nuit by Lancome. I've really used this fragrance, you know, and I have a backup bottle of it, and I've really used this one. And this one again, like guys, like, can you actually see how much I've used this one? And I have it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks in my collection, I think. Maybe 2 weeks, if even 2 weeks. But yes, like, when I like a fragrance, I like it. I mean, I really use it, you know. And also, guys, with this one, for some reason, this one is just like me. Like I've mentioned in another video, this fragrance like describes me and my personality the best. I feel like, I don't know why. I do really enjoy this fragrance, and if you are into heavy Middle Eastern fragrances with rose, because this one is rose dominant, and you have not tried this one yet, I would highly advise you to check this one out. So yes, guys, this was more of a chat video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would love to know what fragrances have you been wearing these past few days, and what's that ultimate fragrance that's on your wish list for the longest time and you really want to have it in your collection. For me, at the moment, it's Santal, Royale, and after that, it's upper 10 for her. Those two, I really want to add them to my collection. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to tell me, put it in the comment section down below, and I promise that I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You can follow me on Instagram. I will link it here and there. There we can chat more about fragrances, and we can get to know each other a bit more. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye, guys.